Every empire was once just an idea, and every idea was either built or buried by habits. Your habits are the silent architects of your destiny. The friends, when the mind is deaf, and talk about talent, luck, or opportunity as if they are the magic keys to success. But let me tell you a truth that's older than any monument and more powerful than any fortune. Success is never an accident. It's the direct result of the habits we practice every single day. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your habits. That means if you want to change your life, you must first change what you repeatedly do. Every habit you form must serve a clear and definite purpose, or it will drain your time and energy without reward. The truth is, drifting through your days without direction is like setting sail without a compass. You may move, but you will not arrive anywhere worth reaching. When you rise each morning, there should be a single question guiding your actions. What am I moving toward today? A definite purpose is not just a grand vision for your life, it is the reason behind each task, each conversation, and each decision. Without it, habits become aimless routines, performed out of repetition rather than intention. But when every action is tied to a clearly defined goal, your habits transform from mechanical motions in deliberate steps toward something meaningful. Purpose gives your habits power, focus, and urgency. It sharpens your choices and eliminates distractions because you know exactly where you are going and why. And when your days are filled with habits that serve a definite aim, success is not a matter of chance. It is the inevitable result of moving forward with clarity, conviction, and consistency. Discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement, and it is built one choice at a time. It is not a gift you are born with, but a skill you forge through repeated action, often when every part of you would rather do something easier. Self-discipline means honoring the commitments you make to yourself even when no one is watching, even when the temptation to quit whispers that no one will notice. It is the act of doing what needs to be done, whether the mood is right or the conditions are perfect. Most people wait for motivation before they act, but the successful understand that discipline must come first. Motivation follows in its shadow. Each time you choose discipline over distraction, you strengthen your will like a muscle becoming stronger under steady resistance. And over time, those small victories accumulate into an unshakable ability to direct your own life, rather than being pushed around by impulse, comfort, or fear. Discipline is the quiet force that transforms vision into reality. Without it, even the clearest purpose remains nothing more than a wish. The mind is like fertile soil. What you plant in it will grow, and what you neglect will wither. Continuous learning is the deliberate act of planting seeds of knowledge every single day, knowing that each seed has the potential to bear fruit for years to come. The world is constantly changing, and those who refuse to learn are silently choosing to be left behind. Success does not belong to the one who knows the most today, but to the one who keeps learning tomorrow. When you make learning a daily habit, whether through books, observation, experience, or conversation, you sharpen your mind and expand the boundaries of what is possible for you. Knowledge, when applied, becomes a tool for solving problems, seizing opportunities, and creating value in ways others cannot. But learning is not just about collecting facts, it is about developing wisdom, the ability to see connections, patterns, and solutions that remain invisible to the untrained mind. When you commit to learning without end, you ensure that your skills remain sharp, your thinking remains fresh, and your potential remains limitless. In the race toward success, the mind that never stops growing will always outpace the one that stands still. The company you keep is like the air you breathe. It shapes your strength, your vision, and even the limits you believe are possible. Spend your time with those who settle for mediocrity, and you will begin to adopt their habits, their excuses, and their boundaries without even noticing. But surround yourself with people who demand excellence from themselves, and you will feel an invisible pull urging you to rise higher. Excellence is contagious. It flows through conversation, through example, through the unspoken standards set by those who refuse to accept less than their best. When you are in the presence of such individuals, you begin to measure yourself not against the average, but against what is truly possible. This association becomes a mirror reflecting not just who you are, but who you could become if you shade your limitations. Choosing your circle is not a casual decision. It is a deliberate act of aligning yourself with the kind of thinking, discipline, and ambition that will elevate your own life. Seek out those who inspire you, challenge you, and make you uncomfortable in your complacency. And remember, to attract excellence, you must also live it. Be the kind of person whose presence lifts others to their own higher ground. Comfort is the most seductive trap on the road to success because it whispers that you have done enough when in truth you have only begun. Persistence beyond comfort is the habit of moving forward when every reason to stop seems justified. It is choosing to take one more step when your legs ache, to make one more call when the day feels over, to face one more challenge when you are already weary. Most people retreat at the first sign of resistance, mistaking struggle for failure. But the reality is that struggle is the very proof that you are pushing past the boundaries of the ordinary. The breakthrough you seek often lies just beyond the moment you most want to quit. Every time you persist past that point, you are not only moving closer to your goal, you are reshaping your identity into that of someone who cannot be defeated. This habit of enduring discomfort builds resilience, courage, and an unshakable belief in your own ability to overcome. When you learn to persist beyond comfort, the obstacles that stop others become your stepping stones, and the path that seems impossible to most becomes simply the road you travel. My friends, habits are not small things. They are the hinges upon which the great doors of destiny swing. Each habit is a vote you cast for the future you desire. The question is, are you casting those votes consciously or letting life choose for you? Build your days with purpose. Guard your discipline like treasure. And never forget, it is not the grand act that makes you successful, but the small, unseen habits that you refuse to break.